The sun setting on a beautiful fall evening here in southern Indiana, and it is certainly a fitting sight for some U.S. Open Cup qualifying action between two of the final teams of this region as Southern Indiana FC plays host to Dalton United. The winner punches their ticket to the big dance in the U.S. Open Cup. Today's game is brought to you by River City Mortgage. Your dream, our commitment. Well, good evening, everybody. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. A pleasure to be with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Brant, couldn't be more fitting to say the least. As I mentioned, the winner moves on and punches their ticket.
Kurt, it's great to be back in the booth with you, my friend. You're absolutely right. It's win and in, and the Teal or Dalton United can punch their ticket to the U.S. Open Cup here tonight. It's
certainly been an arduous schedule, not just in league play for both of these squads, but also in U.S. Open Cup as well. You talk about Southern Indiana FC, no losses, one draw, and yet 10 straight wins getting to this juncture.
Yeah, absolutely massive so far this season for the Teal. Great season so far, but you look across the way and Dalton United, the same thing. Undefeated in league play, one draw as well, all wins, one draw. And to be honest, Kurt, Southern Indiana FC have really not had a challenge like this one coming into their house like Dalton United in quite a while. We talked to Coach Nicholas Surrett, interim head coach, about it yesterday. His team is excited about it. They're pumped, they're ready to go, but at the same time, it's going to be a challenge.
Of course, you talk about that, and of course, the club, Southern Indiana FC, and former head coach Andrew Minnis parting ways earlier this season, going in a different direction, and so Nicholas Sturrett going to be on the interim basis, but of course, this is setting the stage for what will probably be a really big awakening for the Southern Indiana FC squad when Brad Hodder takes over as the new head coach here in just a couple weeks.
Yep, absolutely, and Coach Nicholas Sturrett even said he's excited to hand the keys back over once Brad Hodder comes to the helm, but at the same time, a massive change at the helm for this team, a massive shakeup. But you know what? Everybody at Southern Indiana FC, they're all in the same boat. They're all rowing in the same direction. The leadership from not only Nicholas Sturrett going to Brad Hodder, but the entire leadership, the administration is all headed in the same direction.
Meanwhile, Kiko Rodriguez, the head coach of Dalton United, 8-1-0, as you mentioned, partner coming into this one. Of course, they've had a little bit of a tumultuous season as well, but before we talk about them, let's take a look at the starting lineups here for Southern Indiana FC. And right at the bottom of that list there, of course, Brant, is Dylan Maris. 33, just signed this week. He is a heck of a professional, 64 career goals with Indy 11, Miami FC, as well as Lou City FC, you name it. He is the pros pro, and needless to say, Southern Indiana is happy to have him for this match.
Yeah, and he is excited to come in and contribute. He's going to fit into this team, I have no doubt. 11 years of professional soccer, like you said, Indy 11, Lou City, Miami FC, El Paso Locomotive, and he's a solid player, a solid attacker. He knows how to create opportunities, and he knows how to punch it in the back of the net. I'm excited to see what he can do with the Teal tonight.
And then, of course, on the note of Dalton United as well, they've had certainly a weird season, and you take a look at their starting lineups as well, but they were certainly impacted by, of course, Hurricane Helene midway through league play. In fact, so much so, they had to postpone a couple of matches, one against Kalanji Pro Profile, whom, of course, is right there at the top of the Georgia Conference table with them. They still have a little bit of league play left to go after this match, regardless of how it goes.
Yeah, one thing that I've noticed looking at the stats, Kurt, 29 goals scored by 12 different players from this Dalton United team. It doesn't matter what you throw in their way. They know how to put it in the back of the net. They know how to create attack and take care of opportunities, take advantage of opportunities. Ezekiel Hernandez, Francisco Medina, Frank Herrera, all with 5 goals for this Dalton United team. They're going to be something to watch out for tonight.
So we approach opening kickoff here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex in New Albany, Indiana. Both teams looking to punch their ticket to the U.S. Open Cup full tournament. Again, only in the qualifying rounds here. Of course, that's something unique about this, is that the lower divisions, they have to do a qualifying round to punch their ticket, as opposed to some of the other bigger clubs, which you see from like the USL Championship, MLS, you name it. They pretty much are already in the tournament, but still, it's really cool to see some of these smaller up-and-coming semi-pro and even low professional clubs get the opportunity.
Well, absolutely, and just the way that these lower-level teams, these lower league teams, have performed in these U.S. Open qualifying matches as well. You take a look at Southern Indiana FC, a 3-1 victory, a 5-0 victory in U.S. Open Cup play. Just fantastic to see, and they're one win away from punching their ticket and moving on to the tournament next year.
Dalton United, of course, not unfamiliar to the KYTN Conference. In fact, in their opening of qualifying for the U.S. Open Cup, they had a 3-0 victory over pre-college DA, whom, of course, Southern Indiana is familiar with from the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference. And then, of course, they go up against Mitt Hill FC back on October 26th. They win that game in a 0-0 draw and a 0-0 result at the end of regulation. They win on PKs to get to this point. Has been a little bit easier, to say the least, for Southern Indiana FC. A 3-1 victory over Valhalla FC, and then 5-0 over their conference foe, Bowling Green FC, to get to this point. We are underway. 90 minutes of soccer to play here. The winner moves on to the U.S. Open Cup. Southern Indiana, again, 53 goals scored this season between both league play and U.S. Open Cup. Offense is the name of the game, and of course, Brant, before we go any further, what are some keys to victory for this evening?
Yeah, we had a great call with Nicholas Surratt yesterday, interim head coach of this team, and he said the three main things for his group tonight: limit Dalton United FC's set pieces in the defensive third, exploit space in the opposite field, get them moving from side to side to open up space in the middle, create opportunities. And then the biggest thing for him really is managing the ebbs and flows of the game, manage the moments, hanging back behind the ball when we need to, and then being able to increase the tempo with the momentum when the momentum is building in our favor. So that's going to be interesting to watch. How the attack works out for this SIFC team, what that defensive shape is going to look like for the Teal as well. We know they have the beast in Zane Love in goal. They feel comfortable and confident moving forward with him at goalkeeper, because he is just an absolute stud back there for this Teal team.
Southern Indiana already trying to attack in the upper third of this pitch here at Green Valley Soccer Complex. There you see Finn Rayleigh on the attacking front. He has certainly been something to behold for this squad here for Southern Indiana over the last couple of matches. So much so that he started the season going the first 7 without a single goal. Well, ever since then, 6 goals scored, including a hat trick earlier on this season against Tennessee at Tempo 2. First free kick of the afternoon here for Dalton United. Dalton, of course, Dylan Maris.
And this is where Coach Surratt said yesterday, what are you expecting from Dalton United this weekend? They can be dangerous. From 30 yards and in, this could be absolutely dangerous. And luckily there it goes wide, but now this creates another set piece. So being disciplined defensively, being disciplined in the defensive shape is going to be key for this Teal defense.
That was Guerrero trying to tap that one inside that time. And so here is Jurgen Ramirez going to handle the set-piece corner kick duties tonight here for Dalton United. Ramirez sends it up and in, headed out. And off the rebound here is Guerrero.
Great ball back in.
Inside, and there is Zane Love, who has certainly been as good as any goalkeeper in the UPSL this season. 2 clean slates to his credit, and comes up with a big save right there. But still, if you're Southern Indiana, you get an initial taste of how stingy but also how organized Dalton United can be on the attacking front.
Right, and how quickly they built that whole scenario up, really, and then they caused the foul about 30 yards out. Again, a dangerous area, 30 yards and in. So defense is going to have to be very aware of that.
In the middle is Calderbank. Pushes it ahead this time now to Bezosa. Bezosa trying to find Finn Rayleigh. But there is Frank Herrera right there to try and be a little stingy. It goes out of bounds. And a throw-in coming up here for Dalton.
And I love what Coach said about Finn Rayleigh. He's really just now discovering who he is as a player. He's 17, 18 years old, right? He is playing free. The final third, as he said, is a blank canvas, and he is painting his picture. So, and he's really growing in his confidence, and we've really seen that over the last few matches, too.
It certainly helps that, of course, Finn Rayleigh, a product of New Albany High School. This is his home pitch when playing for the Bulldogs here in New Albany. So familiar ground and territory for him to operate.
Well, and just the fact that they're allowing him to play freely and just be the player that he wants to be in the attack. But he's all over the pitch, Kurt. He's absolutely all over the pitch, wherever they need him to be, whenever they need him to be, right? And he's been fantastic.
Here is Sidi Muhammad trying to work it to Kellen Clegg that time. Somehow works into the feet of Maris, and we have a whistle and a free kick here for Dalton United, it appears. You certainly see some of the physicality that Dylan Maris brings to this ball club. Again, his first match just signed on Tuesday by Southern Indiana FC. Just finishing his season with Lou City FC just across the river in the USL Championship.
Yep, right across the border there. Great steal.
Intercepted here by Clegg. Here is Bezosa. Pushes it to Finn Rayleigh, tries to get the spin move going, but just molested there. Away from him was Villalobos.
A fantastic turn there by Finn Rayleigh. Almost broke free off that turn and just couldn't get it done.
Here is Ethan Anderson. And he is playing certainly far up from what he usually does, as you see Haji Abdikadir in his second game back here for Southern Indiana, coming back from injury during the spring season.
Yeah, Haji bringing that composure and his high soccer IQ. And he just, as Coach said, he just has a level of composure that is really second to none. A confidence and level of calm that he can bring to any match that he's in. And you and I have seen Haji play before the injury and now being able to see him afterwards. And it's just so good to see him back on the pitch for the Teal.
Haji Abdikadir also involved with the game outside of Southern Indiana FC. In fact, he runs his own clinic and coaching organization, T-Sum Soccer, where he teaches many young kids about the basic fundamentals of the game. Bezosa looks forward ahead here to Rayleigh. And a free kick coming up, and they're going to get Rayleigh for being a little bit grabby there. Certainly a size disparity right there between the back line of Finn Rayleigh and, of course, Dalton United.
Yeah, Finn may not have the size on him, but he definitely has the speed. Absolutely.
That is Hernan Saldana, who stands tall over Finn Rayleigh right there. But, of course, Finn is very speedy, has a low center of gravity that has certainly allowed him to get into some good scoring positions this season. Here is Calderbank. And Zane Love will wait for things to develop. So while we have a moment, Chicken Salad Chick is a proud sponsor of Southern Indiana FC. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. Visit Chicken Salad Chick on Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville. Coming soon to the Oxmoor Mall in Louisville, or order online today. Well, Dalton United working in the midfield right now, not making it easy here for the Teal.
Yeah, the Teal are really going to have to make sure that they are not making the mistake at the back. We've seen that happen a couple times this season where they've had a miss pass here and there and created goal-scoring opportunities for their opponent, so they're going to have to be really careful with that tonight.
Haji tries to split the defenders. Calderbank nearly bails him out, and that was almost a quick run there by Francisco Medina. But Haji's right there to work the defensive back.
Well, and as we watch them build from the back, as we see Jake Calderbank there wearing the captain's armband as well, which is massive for him.
Good ball ahead here to Finn Rayleigh. Rayleigh tries to turn the corner, gets hooked there by Saldana. A referee says play on, shot it, or rather a lob inside. No one is home there for SIFC. Long ball from just outside there was Calderbank, and that goes into the parking lot. But SIFC working quickly there to try and take advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, you talk about it, working there quickly. A great opportunity there created, and Finn Rayleigh showing off his speed down the sideline to help create that opportunity. Got a good ball across, just nobody home, and then Jake Calderbank just launches it over the over the goalpost.
Kellen Clegg tries to find Rayleigh. He somehow comes away with the ball, and Rayleigh splits the defenders. Open ball goes to the outside. Throw-in coming up here for the Teal.
Great job there by Finn Rayleigh to stay with the play, even though he got lucky he didn't get called for a high boot there with the cleats up. But referee said play on. Finn Rayleigh creating yet another opportunity and another throw-in here for SIFC.
So nearly 10 minutes away here in this opening half. Ball just gets away from Southern Indiana there at the moment. Bezosa is able to track it down, but he comes with a full head of steam the other direction. And bodies all over the pitch. Referee says play on.
Great effort there by Jake Calderbank, and Bezosa as well for hustling back to get the ball back, but Jake Calderbank winning it off the tackle and getting possession back for the Teal.
This is the first match competitively that SIFC has played in 2 weeks, ever since beating Tennessee Tempo 2 14-0 back on November 3rd to finish regular season league play.
Yeah, an absolute shellacking, 14-0 for the Teal, but some much needed rest for SIFC coming into this match. Obviously, you want to play with momentum. You want to have that momentum coming into these types of matches, but at the same time, getting people back, getting people healthy, getting that rest that they need, knowing that they have this Open Cup match here tonight, and then they have the playoffs starting next weekend.
Hard play there in the middle, and a free kick coming here for Dalton United. 10.5 minutes have come and gone. As we continue play.
Good switch here by Dalton.
Brandon Saldana working the ball up into the mid. Leaves it off now here to Guerrero. And Guerrero's pass ahead just out of the reach there of Ezekiel Hernandez.
Hernandez frustrated with himself too, because he would have been onside had he gone for that ball. He didn't realize that he was going to be.
Just past the 11-minute mark here of the half. And so at the moment, Southern Indiana exerting their physicality, but a lot of the calls on the pitch have gone in the way of Dalton United here in the early going. Long ball pushed ahead, headed back out here by Muhammad. Goes off the chest there of Guerrero. Throw in coming here for Southern Indiana.
Great to see Haji on the ball here.
And Anderson disguises the ball going forward. And a little bit too long that time. Coming off the foot there of it looked like maybe Bezosa.
As you hear Coach Nicholas Surratt being extremely vocal on the sideline. Owner Nick Hunter had great things to say about Nicholas Surratt. Said the team is peaking at the right time because of Nick's leadership and the leadership of this organization, everything that they're pouring into it. The players have bought in as well with Coach Nicholas Surratt. So nothing but great things to say about Coach Nicholas Surratt.
Pressure being applied here by Bezosa in the penalty area, trying to come away with the ball. Loose ball inside. Maris fires, and that puts it over the crossbar. How about the pressure from Elaine Bezosa?
Fantastic pressure by Bezosa, but at the same time, the pressure, and the shielding of the ball by the Dalton defense here to let his players get back and help out, and then Maris just putting it over the crossbar. Just great opportunity for the Teal. Just couldn't do anything with it.
Alan Bezosa doing his best there that time. And there you see another little glimpse of how deadly Dylan Maris can be from just outside that 18. Calderbank trying to get out of traffic, loses the handle on it. And Brandon Saldana will push that one out of bounds off the heel there of Calderbank.
As you get a good shot there of Coach Nicholas Surratt just all the way down the sideline, managing his players, giving instructions.
Dalton taking their time here with this throw-in, tight roping the sideline, stolen away here by SIFC. Here is Muhammad. His leg can certainly be deadly from this position. But still caught up in a lot of traffic off the foot of Rayleigh again. As we mentioned before, SIFC champions of the regular season from the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference. The #1 seed will have a playoff match coming up here in a week's time on November 23rd against Lexington SC. Of course, that would be the academy team of the USL League One side, moving to the championship here next season.
A lot of calls going for Dalton so far early in this match. If you're SIFC, you have to make sure that you keep your composure, keep a level head, even though calls aren't going your way, but do not let your frustration show through.
Big boot that time from Dalton, but stolen away again by Southern Indiana. Beautiful ball movement here ahead to Sidi off of Rayleigh. Sidi Muhammad trying to move inside. Beautiful ball movement here. Back over to Maris. Maris puts that one long over here to Anderson.
Great switch.
Anderson lobbing it up inside off the head of Bezosa, and that goes just out of bounds. Another very solid sequence there from Southern Indiana.
Yeah, great buildup. It was a long ball off a header. Great ball movement there by Sidi Muhammad and Finn Rayleigh down the sideline, then getting it switched over to Ethan Anderson. Tried to play it into Bezosa. Bezosa just gets a head on it and puts it out of bounds. But great buildup there for the Teal, which is exactly what you want to see if you're a Southern Indiana FC fan.
And we have a player down here for Dalton United in the penalty area. So while we have a stoppage in play, I'd like to take an opportunity to remind you that Covenant Realty is a proud sponsor of Southern Indiana FC Soccer. Discover the difference with Covenant, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Whether you're searching for your dream home, seeking the perfect commercial space, or looking to transform your property through renovation or construction, Covenant is here to make your vision a reality. Contact owner Travis Atkinson today, and let's build something extraordinary together. Be sure to call 502-641-9951 today. Let's take a look at this sequence again.
Yeah, great ball in by Ethan Anderson. Bezosa just gets his head on it. Looks like it may have taken a little deflection there off the Dalton defender, but either way, a goal kick for Dalton United moving forward.
By the way, just north of 53 degrees in New Albany, and nothing but a few clouds, but dry to say the least. Beautiful night for soccer. Of course, you and I had the pleasure of calling a Marion University soccer match here in Indianapolis against Spring Arbor back on Wednesday. That was when it was a monsoon and cold, which of course you described, and I quote, perfect soccer weather.
I believe it was pristine soccer weather, Kurt. But either way, you know, it was a beautiful night here in Indianapolis. A great night in New Albany for some soccer as well. A little chilly, which is nice with these guys running around. But it's a beautiful night either way. Great night for some soccer.
That is Jose Villalobos, I believe, who is favoring his upper leg right there, so he will come out of the ball game. His night is over, as it would seem. So here is John Geerdes, of course. Neglected to mention he's starting in goal tonight for Dalton United.
Great ball there by Haji. Way to get up there by Haji.
And trying to track that one down there is Kellen Clegg. And Geerdes comes down there to slide and take that one.
Yeah, Geerdes had a choice to make, to come off his line or stay back. Had he stayed back, I think Clegg gets to that one.
Well, time of possession for the most part has favored Southern Indiana, but Dalton has certainly had their opportunities, like this one right here.
Great opportunity here for Dalton. Can he get there?
Guerrero trying to go in front, and Zane Love is there to break up the lob inside.
Great job there by Zane Love to get low for that one. Zane Love, an absolute presence in the goal for Southern Indiana FC. I like to call him the Flying Zach Eady because of his presence, his wingspan, his size, but he can fly all over the goal box.
Zane Love standing at a modest 6'5". So a big wingspan to certainly make things work. But not only is his height one of his big attributes, but of course, according to Coach Nick Sterrett, he is a vocal leader. He is one of the men who certainly know how to talk and communicate very well with the rest of his teammates on the pitch.
Yeah, fantastic leader on this team. Like you said, extremely vocal, knows how to communicate very well, as all goalkeepers should be able to, right? Being at the back and shouting commands to his teammates where they need to be. So love to see Zane Love in the net for the Teal. Massive boot by Zane Love as well right there.
He sent that one about 60 yards in the other direction. Diallo Irakoze comes up with the ball off of that one, and they will reset things. Anderson tries to push forward to Irakoze again, and poked out of bounds that time off the boot of Frank Herrera.
What I've loved so far from the Teal right now, Kurt, from the start of this match to now the 20th minute, we are seeing a very heavy defensive presence from the Teal. As soon as Dalton United wins the ball, the Teal are winning it right back, which is fantastic to see, and that's exactly what Coach Nick Steert wants.
Here's a ball here for Dalton, but Haji Abdi Kadir using that speed to break it up yet again. And that right there is why SIFC are certainly glad to have him back on that back line.
Yeah, great job cutting off the angle by Haji to get in front of that pass, because he was in had Haji not been there. So fantastic job there by Haji. Great build-up here for the Teal as well.
Some space as Calderbank runs right into a brick wall of Hernan Saldana. Irakoze comes away with it, sent back up here. And now Finn Rayleigh trying to track it down. He does. Finn Rayleigh doesn't have a whole lot of help. He tries to turn the corner, waits for things to develop, gets back into the penalty area, crosses inside, nearly mishit that time off of Maris, I believe. And it goes out of bounds. And we'll see if this is a goal or corner kick. It looks like it will be a corner kick for Southern Indiana.
Again, Finn Rayleigh, here's the replay. Again, Finn Rayleigh showing off his speed to not only win the ball, but create a chance with his feet. And that beautiful move to turn it back inside, takes on two defenders, gets the ball across to the penalty area, and just gets it knocked out of bounds for a set-piece opportunity here for the Teal.
The view moved really quickly right there. It didn't look like it, couldn't tell if it was either Kellen Clegg or Dylan Maris on the receiving end of that one, but just a little bit of a mishit. But now, set pieces, which have certainly worked in favor of Southern Indiana all season long, namely Sidi Muhammad, who has not one but 2 bicycle kick goals to his credit here this season.
Yeah, another injured player there for Dalton United.
And this time it is again Jose Villalobos. So Villalobos did not come out during that previous stoppage, but again, still favoring that right leg. And so it appears he's gonna have to take a bit of a respite again. It's not clear yet if Kiko Rodriguez is going to make a substitution.
As you look right there, right at the 6-yard box, Jake Calderbank stepping right in front of the goalkeeper right now. Hit the size and presence that he has in the middle of that mess that we call a goal kick, Kurt, is it's a big presence for them, as Maris is short for an option as well.
So here is Alan Bezosa to try and get things to work, and here we will see Christopher Lopez come into the ball game. Bezosa lobs it up, headed inside, just missed by not one but 2 attackers there for Southern Indiana. A beautiful ball, though, off the foot of Bezosa.
Yeah, that was a great ball in by Bezosa. He had a great fake here. Looked like he was going to play it short to Maris, sends it across, and Calderbank just missed that header. Calderbank was right there for it.
Inches. Literally a matter of inches.
Yep, and another great opportunity for the Teal that they just could not take advantage of, but they are showing what they can do on the attack, which they've done so many times this year. Like you said, 53 goals, including U.S. Open Cup match and league play. So they know how to put the ball in the back of the net, Kurt.
Working back in the middle here is United. Medina working in the middle right now. Passes back into the middle. And now working around here is Andres Perez. Stolen away by Southern Indiana. Free kick coming. And they go with the quick play. And now they're going to have to bring it back here again. It looked like it was a little too quick there for the officials' liking.
Yeah, it looked like the ball never stopped moving, so the referee said, nope, send it back.
They still go quick, though, as here is Haji pushing ahead. A nice thread the needle pass to Maris. Has it over to Muhammad. and Muhammad can't quite find anybody in the middle.
That was a beautiful split pass there by Maris to Muhammad, but Muhammad just lost it, which is unfortunate, but a great ball in by Maris.
Maris applying pressure there at that center mid. Now back with Clegg as Saldana is harassed big time by this front four here of Southern Indiana. Dalton trying to put together an attack. Loose ball pushed out of bounds. Throw in here for Southern Indiana.
When you see how many players Southern Indiana FC is pushing forward, and that's because they have the confidence in their defense and in Zane Love to be able to do so.
And kind of a hard clock to the back right there. Player down on the field right now by Southern Indiana. Couldn't quite see who that was. It may be Clegg. But the referee saying to play on as Maris playing all the way back here into the back line. And now Southern Indiana kind of buying some time here to make sure that whomever it was that took that clock back the other way is up and running.
Yeah, great job there by Haji on the back line to maintain some space.
Here is Clegg off a big one inside. Clegg with some help from Muhammad cuts back inside into the penalty area. Pushed out of bounds though by the back line there of Dalton. And we have a whistle, and that is going to be a, well, I will just call it a questionable free kick here to Dalton United.
Yeah, absolutely questionable. Looks like Kellen Clegg there got mostly all ball. No harm, no foul. Normally, if you get some body too, but if you get mostly the ball, but unfortunately, Kellen Clegg not pleased with being called for a foul on that one.
Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is proud to sponsor SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for families in Indiana with clean, renewable energy. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Just over 26 minutes gone here in this opening half. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Both teams have certainly put together good attacks like this one right here. Here is Bezosa, just sends that a little high. It was probably off target anyway, but another big pressure situation there put on by SIFC.
Yeah, great long ball out of the back line, and then just sails it over the ball, or over the goal, I apologize. Just sails it over the goal, but another great opportunity there for the Teal. Just the attack just keeps coming from the Teal. Dalton, as of now, just really can't seem to get anything going on the attacking side.
And it's something that SIFC has been good at all season long, is creating turnovers in the midfield. It was certainly hard for them to muster there in the first 10 minutes or so, but that has really been something that they've been able to build each and every attack on the last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, and one thing that I've said about this SIFC team is that their defense has been suffocating. It's been suffocating all year long, and that's because as soon as the ball is played, there are 2 to 3 defenders on that attacker every single time, and it's showing here tonight as well.
Throw in, quickly stolen away here by Southern Indiana. Bezosa, again using that reverse run to try and create some space. Bezosa working here with Anderson. Pushed ahead, loose ball corralled by Finn Rayleigh. He pushes ahead nicely to Clegg, but right there on the interception is Brandon Saldana. But again, here come the Teal. Here's Haji. Over the near side to Seedy, one-on-one with the defender.
Great job there by Seedy to take him on one-on-one.
Cross inside, right on target, but the defense is right there for Dalton.
Yeah, he had Clegg in the middle, just unfortunately put too much on it, put it too far in front of Kellen, and Kellen couldn't get to it. Looked like the ball slipped when Seedy put that ball in play off the throw-in.
And Dalton United able to take advantage. Saldana pushing ahead here to Perez. Dalton getting an attack going here on the far sideline, as that is Saldana. Brandon Saldana crosses inside Kicked back out into the middle there by Haji. Maris looks forward to Rayleigh. Rayleigh now has Clegg. Clegg back to Rayleigh on a good run, trying to find space, pushes ahead and looks that one just a little too far to the left. And just keeping it in play there is Dalton United.
Yeah, good job keeping it in play, but another massive build-up there for the Teal down the sideline, creating space in the middle, using the outside side-to-side play that Coach Nicholas Surratt had preached about in our call yesterday. And yet again, just another great opportunity missed for the Teal.
And another opportunity missed there by Dalton United as Guerrero just touches that one out of bounds, resulting in a throw-in here for SIFC. Precisely 1.5 hour gone here in the first half. Haji caught up in some traffic, but right back into the other way. Throw-in coming again for SIFC.
Off that last throw-in, the Dalton bench was screaming for a missed throw. The side judge fortunately missed it for the Teal, but really calling for a missed throw there.
Clegg caught by himself and has to bail out here to Anderson.
Yeah, he had several runners on the far side, but he had his back turned, waiting for space to open up. But
Anderson sends a long one here to the near sideline. Headed up and out of bounds by Dalton United.
We'll say that's what Kellen was wanting to do.
Yeah, let's go with that. Here is Dylan Maris, harassed from behind by Guerrero. Stolen away here. This is Montero. Dalton trying to get some organization going here, but SIFC with that defensive pressure in the midfield pays off once again.
Great job. Great job defensively there for the Teal.
You see Muhammad going all over the place here in this mid, applying pressure to anyone who puts a foot on that ball. Jurgen Ramirez. Far side. And a whistle, free kick coming up here as Ethan Anderson takes a spill. Or actually, that's Calderbank who took a spill.
And Calderbank really, he's another one of those players that's all over the field. We've seen several players all over the field here tonight for the Teal. It's not just one person, it's multiple players that are really just putting their bodies out there.
Calderbank is up and okay as Anderson again working with Calderbank.
Great split.
Ahead here, pushing his head now to Clegg that time. Nothing doing there. Here's Calderbank again, just gets it poked away. Loose ball, and Calderbank is able to split it out here, and Luca Perrin will reorganize things.
And that's exactly what you want to see if you're the coaching staff for Southern Indiana FC. You lose the ball, you be the first one back to win it back.
Here is Irakoze. Over to Rayleigh on the far side. Bezosa. Calderbank gets shoved from behind, no whistle. And Dalton United comes up with it. SIFC tries to get back on defense here, and just enough pressure in the midfield allows that to happen.
Yeah, great job in the midfield, allowing their teammates to get back behind the ball.
Here is Maris with a big run. Outside, tries to find Clegg, just a little bit too strong to get Clegg. And now loose ball, corralled by Muhammad. Muhammad ahead to Maris, back inside. Rayleigh gets close, nothing there, shot off the post, and nothing on the rebound there for SIFC.
Oh, Finn Rayleigh, great opportunity, cuts the ball back with his left foot, gets it to his right, and slams it off the post. Another missed opportunity for the Teal, but great opportunity.
Here's a run from Hernandez. He's onside.
Great job cutting off the angle there.
Montero, or rather Kobe Perez, excuse me, gets it stolen away by Bezosa.
Bezosa coming all the way back to win it. Great job defensively, cutting off the angle, getting a toe on it. Fantastic job there for the Teal defensively.
You can feel the tension just increasing ever so slightly with each possession and every tick of the clock. Both teams yearning for a goal as we approach the final 10 minutes here of this opening half.
Well, and I think it's some frustration there for Southern Indiana right now because they've had 5 or 6 opportunities on the goal, Kurt, and they haven't been able to punch one in.
Of course, speaking as a former striker, how do you channel and keep that frustration under control to make sure that you keep getting those good opportunities?
Yeah, you just keep pushing because the opportunities are going to be there. It's really just maintaining your focus, making sure you keep a cool, level head, and just keep pushing forward.
Here is Perez. Looks over to the near side here to Guerrero. Getting around Muhammad is Guerrero, but a nice tackle there by Muhammad to push the ball out of bounds. And a corner kick coming up here for Dalton.
Yeah, great sliding tackle there by Muhammad. Unfortunately, creating a set piece for Dalton, but cutting off the angle, getting all ball here.
Well, SIFC is brought to you by New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning, serving Louisville and Southern Indiana since 1978 with thousands of satisfied customers. For more information or a free quote, call New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning at 812-944-6019 today.
Yeah, discipline defensively is exactly what the Teal need to be right here, Kurt, on this corner kick. Set
pieces are the bread and butter of Dalton United. They send it up and in, and well defended by SIFC to force yet another one. So you take a look at this again. Just an easy punch out there by Haji Abdi Kadir. Take 2 on this one, leaving it short.
And a great sprint outwards.
Nobody home there off of the pass back inside. Zane Love able to corral it.
Yeah, great job there by Zane to corral it and send it forward. Man, he's got a boot on him.
Big boot, and he just sends that all the way into the hands of John Geerdes, his counterpart in the net.
And this is a great opportunity to allow his teammates to get up top, get pushed forward.
SIFC applying a pressure again as Dalton tries to send it back here into the middle.
Playing advantage here.
And a big run this time here from Guerrero. Shot and just deflected over the net there by Zane Love.
Great job there by Zane. Sidi Muhammad gets a foot on it as well. Jake Calderbank luckily didn't get called for a foul here. But a great save by Zane Love to push the ball over the bar.
Zane Love just getting his paw up in the air that time to push that over.
I do have to say again, but Sidi Muhammad, a fantastic job cutting off the angle, slowing up the attacker's run, and luckily Zane Love just put his big mitt on the ball and pushed it over the crossbar.
Dalton United playing the ultimate opportunists here in this opening half as they have not had many opportunities, but they are awfully close for each one. Once again, punched out of bounds, identical to the previous time by Haji Abdi Kadir. We'll take a look at this attack again.
Yeah, great through ball here, and then Seti slows down the run. It was actually a mishit.
But still, you needed the light tap there from Zane Love to ensure that that didn't go in.
Yeah, it was a mishit there by Guerrero. That slowed up his own run.
Headed up again, stays in play.
Another opportunity here.
Crossed up, and big header that time by Ethan Anderson. Loose ball in the penalty area, taken away here by Kellen Clegg.
And now if you're the Teal, you push. Use your speed.
And they certainly are doing that. Here is Irakoze. Here's Rayleigh. Rayleigh back to Irakoze, tries to give himself some space. Crosses to Rayleigh. Rayleigh tries again inside and just tries to thread the needle. But John Geerdes is there for the save.
Yeah, great job there by Geerdes, but another great counterattack for the Teal. It started off slow, but then they used their wheels that we know they have, and they've showcased several times this season. Unfortunately, another missed opportunity for the Teal.
Well, we are 0-0 on the board, but it has certainly not been short of entertainment here in this opening half.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic first half here in New Albany, but unfortunately, the Teal have not been able to get one on the board.
Dalton United Their last 2 matches, a draw to Patros FC and then a win over Atlanta City FC, mind you, 3-0.
Oh, big giveaway here.
But a big defensive play there, forcing Bezosa having to go up and over off of that strike.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bezosa had to put too much on it to try to get around that defender.
Another opportunity, though, for the Teal.
Great job by Clegg there to keep possession.
And Muhammad gets it poked out of bounds there by Lopez.
And we've seen the build-up, Kurt. We've seen the build-up. We've seen the pace. We've seen them have to slow down. They've done everything they can to score the goals. They just need to capitalize.
Guerrero trying to argue for a Dalton throw-in right there. The official thinks better of it.
Great job by Seti.
And there is going to be a hard foul there committed by Calderbank. And the official has the card out. And it's going to be a yellow card here to Jake Calderbank.
Yeah, easy call there by the referee for the yellow on Calderbank. Jake has to be careful the rest of the match, but he came in late, he came in hard, so has to be careful on those.
So yellow for Jake Calderbank here in the 41st minute. And we take a look again. Just coming in hard. A little too close to the feet that time going for the ball.
That just came in a little too late, unfortunately, for Calderbank.
So free kick here for Dalton United.
Massive boot. And Haji.
But Haji going over the top. In basketball, that would probably be a foul for over the back, but either way, it works. Irakoze trying to apply pressure as Dalton United works it to the far side. This is Herrera. Puts the shot on goal that time. Nothing there. Off the rebound and mishit. Southern Indiana feeling the pressure now here from Dalton United.
Yeah, great pressure and build up there by Dalton United. Great long ball off the free kick, setting up a great play across the field. Irakoze tried to cut him off, but they still got a great ball across the box and just mishit on the rebound.
That was Francisco Medina, who got it off the initial save there from Zane Love.
Medina, 5 goals on the season so far for Dalton. He knows how to put the ball in the back of the net, just couldn't capitalize on that one.
Bad turnover here by SIFC. Here is Guerrero working in the middle. Pushed ahead, and Luca Perrin there to break up the attack.
Yeah, great job there by Perrin to get a foot on it.
Finn Rayleigh now coming back the other way,
well
gets away
Finn.
from the 2 defenders. But again, Dalton United has ramped up the pressure in the midfield, but Calderbank is there to get it right back. And that should be a red card right there. That is an awful play there by Andres Perez. We'll see what the official decides to do right now. He hooked him from behind as Bezosa was coming across. We'll see what the official decides to do.
Yeah, it looks like Bezosa may be getting a card here too because he got involved after the play.
He's engaging with the referee, which is a no-no right now. Remember, only the captain can engage the official.
And Jake is over there.
We have a yellow card out here to Bezosa and a yellow card only assessed to Perez.
And Bezosa has to be careful here. He should not be talking to the referee after that play.
So take a look at this again. A hard hook that time there by Perez.
Yeah, how that's not a red card, I have no idea. That's a football tackle.
That is certainly something you should not be doing right there if you're Andres Perez, or even if you're a player from SIFC for that matter. Anytime you hook a player from behind like that, that is...
Well, and that's the thing. I can see Bezosa's frustration. I can see why he's upset about that, but at the same time, you're the one being fouled. There's going to be a card assessed to Dalton. You have to keep a level head. I understand you're frustrated, you're mad because it happened, but at the same time, you cannot approach the referee the way Bezosa did.
So 2 yellow cards, 1 for each team on that sequence. Free kick comes here to SIFC. Haji just sends that one hard and long, way off target that time.
Little optimistic there from Haji. Right idea, little optimistic. He had some players in the box that he could have sent it into, but little optimistic.
And it's certainly, going back to that whole sequence, I mean, it's certainly a judgment call.
Right.
But to you, why would that necessitate a red card?
Yes, it was malicious. At the same time, was it worthy of a red card? Maybe, right? It's up to the referee on that one. It's at the referee's discretion. I understand, but it was. What I'm getting at is that it was a strategic tackle from Dalton. They were in open space. They had quite a bit of space in the midfield, but I can see why the referee left it at a yellow.
Coming back here again is SIFC. And pushed out of bounds that time, off the boot of Dalton. As we enter now the conclusion of regulation into stoppage time. And I would imagine we have at least a couple minutes of stoppage time here going late here in the half. Touch to the back there from Dalton. Free kick coming here for Sidi Muhammad, and he makes quick work of it. Anderson. Loose ball corralled here by Rayleigh.
Rayleigh with 4 defenders on him.
And Rayleigh going to be touched from behind right there. No whistle. It's going to be a goal kick here for Dalton.
Finn really did anything that he possibly could because of having 4 defenders on you. Not exactly easy when you're his size.
So stoppage time continuing. We are into the 2nd minute of which, as Anderson trying to keep pressure here on Hernandez.
Yeah, we've seen Dalton really create some pressure later on in this first half. If you're SIFC, you don't want to make that mistake at the back. You only have a couple minutes of stoppage time left before you get to halftime. Do not make that mistake.
Has certainly been competitive on both sides. Both teams getting some decent shots on goal. Early on, the time of possession favored SIFC, but Dalton has certainly been able to push a little bit more of that back in their favor. And Haji loses handle on that one.
Yeah, bad giveaway by Haji there.
And they're going to say a free kick here for Dalton United. 2nd minute of stoppage time is concluded into the 3rd. Haji makes up for the turnover by creating one himself. Perrin looks over now here to Anderson. Irakoze finds Rayleigh. He gets pressured along the sideline. Throw in here for SIFC. Calderbank tries to split the defenders. And an unneeded turnover right there for the Teal. Long ball ahead, interfered with here by SI. Here is Anderson. Anderson looks ahead to Bezosa.
Great ball by Bezosa.
Splitting inside, trying to find over here, and just a little bit too long from Clegg to Maris. And Geerdes is able to rattle that one home. Into the 4th minute of stoppage time now.
Yeah, another great build-up there for Southern Indiana. Just couldn't put it in the back of the net.
Here is Medina. Now to Guerrero. Guerrero closely guarded here by Sidi Muhammad.
Oh, good ball.
Herrera. Perrin. And pulled down from the back that time is Perrin.
Great job there by Luca Perrin to cut off the angle. Great job shielding the attacker away from the ball and just lets it go out of bounds. Gets tackled in the meantime, but great job defensively.
And there's the whistle for halftime. So Southern Indiana and Dalton knotted up at 0-0 apiece. going here to halftime. The half brought to you by Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision. For over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision have been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers. Choose Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision and find out more about them online or follow them on Facebook. It's halftime here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex. U.S. Open Cup action in the qualifying rounds. Back in a minute here on the ISC Sports Network. To the ground isn't a red. Yeah, you see, there's other.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
Yeah, then there's other people like coming like, actually, I mean.
No place like the Chick.
It's halftime here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex in New Albany, Indiana. Here on the ISC Sports Network alongside Brant McCoskey. I'm Kurt Darling. An exciting opening half to say the least here, Brant. Both teams getting some decent opportunities on goal and also lots of turnovers on the defensive end as well, but neither has necessitated any goals here as we're knotted up at 0-0 apiece.
Right, both solid squads. We knew that this is going to be a competitive match going into this match, Kurt. Great opportunities from both sides, great defensive play from both sides. A little, some tic-tacky fouls throughout the first half, a couple harder fouls that we saw, a couple yellow cards distributed, but at the same time, great match so far from both sides. Both teams, like I said, creating great opportunities, just can't get on the board.
Indeed, of course, but still, you certainly see all these opportunities coming their way, and it's you've had matches like this if you're Southern Indiana FC, but still, you haven't seen one like this, though, where they're 0-0 at halftime since their opening match of the fall season against Lexington SC, which ended with this precise result, a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, and I was just about to bring up that match that they had against Lexington, first match of the season, which, like you said, ended in a 0-0 draw, but at the same time, that was also a very competitive match. It's just really on the attacking side, SIFC, they have it together. On the attacking side for Dalton, they have it together. They've had a few mishaps in the midfield, but I think it's really only a matter of time before SIFC break through.
Southern Indiana FC again in basically their inaugural season. They were in their really first full competitive year. They were, of course, coming in the spring season. Now really hitting the ground running in their fall season. Now again, with no defeats at all, only one draw, as we mentioned, against Lexington SC. But ever since then, they have rattled off 12 straight victories, 9 of those, of course, coming in league play. And it's certainly really been cool to see this SIFC program really come on strong in their first really competitive season here in the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference.
Yeah, really, and like you said, they really got started last spring. I had the pleasure of being on the call for most of those matches in the spring, and then this fall season, a vision and a dream of Nick Hunter's was to win the regular season title, win the playoffs, but also let's make the Open Cup a reality as well. And they are one match away 45 minutes away now from making that a reality. It's been a dream. It's been a vision of theirs to make that a reality, and they're super close to doing so.
Of course, Dalton United has certainly made some runs in the U.S. Open Cup before in their own right, playing, of course, out of the Georgia Conference, which is, of course, in the another Southwest district of the UPSL. But it's interesting enough that it's a really cool conference to keep track of as well. There are a whole lot of teams right around the greater Atlanta area, of course, in and around Georgia. But oddly enough, there are two divisions in the Georgia Conference. There is Division I and the Premier Division, and they act with a relegation system. The bottom three teams get moved down to Division I, and as such, the top three teams of Division I come up to the Premier Division of the Georgia Conference. That's something really cool to see that Dalton certainly has to contend with season in and season out.
Well, it's like the EPL in Georgia, right? Which is fantastic. You love to see that many teams in one Division I conference, one area of Georgia, which is really cool to see. So, and for Dalton to be that competitive, that strong, in their conference, and then to come here on the road, not an easy trip, an easy trek to come all the way up here to New Albany, but at the same time, for them to come up here and be so competitive here in the first half, which we knew was going to be a tough challenge for both squads, it's been very impressive. It's
also a little bit of fortune as well for Dalton United, because they had a league match scheduled for tonight against Vinotinto Atlanta FC. However, because of their U.S. Open Cup conflict, Vinotinto gracious enough to move that game back now to November 20th, and that's going to be a big game for Dalton United because they only lead the Georgia Conference table by 1 point 9 matches into their season.
Yeah, and gracious enough for them to move that match back. I mean, Southern Indiana FC a couple weeks ago had to play an Open Cup match, and then that night played in a league match, which you and I were a part of. So Dalton's lucky that they had that match rescheduled for the 20th of November. So if you're a Dalton United FC fan, be grateful that your team's not playing twice.
Then of course you're still playing 2 league matches in a matter of 3 days. They close out the regular season against Georgia Revolution on the road, mind you. So even though you're moving that back to where you don't have to play 2 matches in 1 day, you're still cramming in a lot. Granted, a lot of these matches had to be rescheduled because of Hurricane Helene.
Yeah, Hurricane Helene actually, coming through is never a good thing, and hopefully all the recovery efforts in Georgia are picking up, right, after something like that happening. But Dalton United, very competitive in league play. They're right at the top of the table. They had their eyes set on a league title. They had their eyes set on the UPSL playoffs. They're right there, and they're going to be a team to reckon with in the playoffs.
We'll talk a little bit more about Southern Indiana FC as well at the other end of this quick timeout. But before we go any further, we'd like to remind you that Chicken Salad Chick is a proud sponsor of tonight's broadcast. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. Visit Chicken Salad Chick on Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville and coming soon to the Oxmoor Mall in Louisville, or order online today. It's halftime here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex in New Albany. U.S. Open Cup qualifying action here on the ISC Sports Network.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I forgot what I missed, but I remember that high. The first thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
Well, Covenant Realty is a proud sponsor of tonight's broadcast of Southern Indiana FC Soccer. Discover the difference with Covenant, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Covenant is here to make your vision a reality. Contact owner Travis Atkinson today, and let's build something extraordinary. Discover everything that they're about by calling 502-641-9951 today. Well, alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Happy to have you here on the ISC Sports Network as we bring you, of course, continued coverage of U.S. Open Cup qualifying. Brant, as we talked about, no shortage of opportunities here for Southern Indiana FC, and it's been certainly good to see how they've been able to build things up. But if you are the Teal, if you're head coach Nicholas Sturette, how do you finally get a ball in the back of the net there to try and break this stalemate?
Really, it's keep doing what you're doing. Coach Nicholas Sturette's team right now, Southern Indiana FC, the Teal are doing a great job building from the back, creating opportunities, playing side to side, using the flanks, getting the ball to the middle, creating space, creating opportunities inside the 18, inside the 6. Unfortunately, haven't been able to put one in the back of the net, but they've had the opportunities. It's keep pushing the ball forward. It's keep connecting those easy passes. Make sure that you're maintaining that possession. Move the ball forward. Use the back defenders if you need to, but at the same time, just keep creating that space. It's going to happen.
Any changes that you may anticipate from Coach Sturette as far as lineup is concerned? Do you pretty much keep every player in the same position that they have been here for the first 45?
Everyone's involved from the first half. Everyone has been involved in this match so far. So if I'm Coach Nicholas Sturette, I'm keeping everybody that started the match in. Maybe as they start to get tired, start to use some of those substitutes, but at the same time, everybody has been involved. They're participating well. They're in it. Everybody's participating, and they're doing a hell of a job so far for the Teal.
Of course, Finn Rayleigh definitely has been strong for Southern Indiana. He's had a lot of big opportunities. You, of course, talked about it at the very beginning of the broadcast of, wow, basically Nick Sturette calls him just an artist on the field, but also has really not quite understood how much potential he has on that front line.
Yeah, he's a solid attacker, but he can also run all the way back and play on that defensive line, Kurt. It's fantastic to watch. He's such an exciting player. Like you said, he's really painting his own canvas. He's really starting to come into his own as an attacker, as a midfielder. Sub-defender, I guess, if you want to call it that. But at the same time, he can create opportunities. He's great on the attack. He's great wherever you need him to. He's so much fun to watch.
And then Dylan Maris, he has certainly been someone who has really created a lot of those opportunities as well that has really led to some of those Finn Rayleigh opportunities too.
Yeah, and Dylan Maris, he is fitting into this lineup so well tonight. You know, it's his first game with the Teal. Hopefully he'll be back for more, right? But at the same time, he has fit in. He's done a great job possession, building up the attack, creating opportunities. He's been solid for the Teal tonight.
Well, again, tonight's game is brought to you by Chicken Salad Chick. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. Be sure to visit Chicken Salad Chick on Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville, and also coming soon to the Oxmoor Mall in Louisville, or you can order online today. Back in a minute for the second half action. U.S. Open Cup qualifying here on ISC.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I've forgotten what I miss, but I remember that high. The first thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
Second half action about to get underway here on the ISC Sports Network. Brant McCoskey, Kurt Darling here with you. Well, Brant, you did your 3 keys of the game to the start of the game. What are some 3 keys to get into the second half here for both of these squads?
If you're Southern Indiana FC, you have to maintain possession. Like I said before, keep creating those opportunities, using side-to-side play, creating that space in the middle. Just push the ball forward. If you're Dalton, you need to start connecting those passes inside the box to get some shots. You're dangerous from 30 yards and in. Start taking some shots from the outside as well. If you can create those opportunities, take them. But both teams doing a fantastic job so far here tonight. It's really only a matter of time before one of these teams breaks through. Is it going to be on a counterattack? Is it going to be from a mistake? Is it going to be off a breakaway? We don't know, but both teams are creating fantastic opportunities tonight.
Again, these two teams, it is a U.S. Open Cup qualifier, which means it does not end with a draw. There will be a winner tonight. Could necessitate an extra 30 minutes of overtime, and if still nothing is there, we go to penalties. Of course, PKs have certainly been something that SIFC has actually been familiar with all season long. No one more so than Jake Calderbank. In fact, 5 of his 6 goals scored this season have all come from penalties.
Yeah, Jake is very familiar from the penalty spot. So if it gets to that point, we know who's going to be lined up to take at least one of the PKs, right? So PKs have been something that SIFC have taken several of this season. So hopefully it doesn't get to that. Hopefully we can end it in regulation. But at the same time, if we get to that point, PKs it is.
Final 45 underway here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex. Again, home of the New Albany High School Bulldogs. Of course, where Finn Rayleigh certainly came from. He applies the pressure here on the back line already here to start things off on Dalton.
And this is the kind of press that you want to see from SIFC early.
And Dalton gives it up here to Finn Rayleigh only for a moment as Hernan Saldana just keeps this in play and pushes it ahead.
Yeah, great ball there by Saldana to keep it in play and then send it down the line.
Again, no proverbial feeling out period here in the early going of this one. Both teams very familiar with what each and every one of their players can do. But Dalton United certainly being a little more judicious, but it comes up empty on that possession as they turn it over. Zane Love and Luca Perrin trying to negate the pressure here from the strikers.
Yeah, they have the space, but at the same time, you have to be very, very careful not to make a mistake there at the back.
And a quick throw in here from SI. You see Maris now working a little bit further back than where you usually see him. Again, he's basically that striking mid that you have there for Coach Nick Starrett here, but he certainly can come back here and defend if need be.
Yeah, we've seen him all the way back to the defensive 18, which is not strange to see if you're on the midfield side, but if you're playing more so attacking mid, you don't normally come back all the way that far, but Maris absolutely getting heavily involved on the defensive side as well.
Long throw in and a free ball controlled here by Dalton.
Good job by Rayleigh here to push out.
So you see Rayleigh applying some pressure right there to Hernan Saldana, who clearly has a few inches and certainly a little bit of extra muscle mass there on the smaller Finn Rayleigh. Hernan Saldana has been a key fixture of the defensive line here for Dalton pretty much there all season. Long ball sent in here by Brandon Saldana. And SIFC can't come away with it.
Great job there by Haji to knock the ball away.
Turned over here back to Finn Rayleigh. Rayleigh puts it ahead now here to Maris. Maris showing off that pro play that he certainly loves. And here is Irakoze. Diallo Irakoze crosses in front. and negated there by the back line as he tried to look inside for Clegg.
Great job there by the back line of Dalton, knocking the ball away. Irakoze was in all by himself on that far side.
Tough tackle there by Haji Abdi Kadir. Working in a lot of traffic there is Kobe Perez. And the Teal come away with it. Shoved to the ground as Haji again working hard there. And it results in a free kick here for the Teal.
Again, Haji Abdi Kadir, just absolutely what a presence on the pitch for Southern Indiana FC. He's been all over the pitch here tonight. Love seeing him in action.
Here is Bezosa. And an empty possession there for SI. They have to regroup. Good ball sent in here for Finn Rayleigh, just a little bit too far away for his reach. Calderbank with a steal, loses it right back to the feet of Guerrero.
Good build up here by Dalton.
Ramirez sends it ahead to Herrera. Dalton dominating time of possession here in the early minutes of this half. Cross gets it over to Guerrero. A tough defense here played by Abdi Kadir as he comes away with it. Alan Bezosa. Tight ball over to Anderson. Anderson sends it up. Nobody home there for the Teal. But Maris is able to just harass it enough to Irakoze.
Oh, unfortunate ball. Great idea there by Irakoze to play it off to Clegg, but just could not, just put too much on it and knocked it out of bounds.
Well, be sure to discover the difference with Covenant Realty, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Covenant is here to make your vision a reality. Contact Travis Atkinson today and let's build something extraordinary together by calling 502-641-9951. Into the middle here for Perez. Perez feeling the pressure from Anderson.
Yeah, great pressure from Ethan there. And a bad giveaway there by Dalton.
And Herrera turns it over. Tough ball here as Perrin tries to get it away.
Oh, great ball.
Good one ahead this time, and just losing his footing there was Clegg, and another turnover.
Oh, good turn here.
Here's a run by Hernandez. Hernandez, touched from behind by Abdi Kadir, and he comes away with the ball, no whistle.
And again, Haji making his presence known on that defensive line.
Rayleigh can't quite control it in the middle. And so Southern Indiana, anytime they try to get a little bit of organization in the transition, Dalton has certainly squared things up a little bit more as they try to apply pressure in the midfield.
Great job there by Finn Rayleigh in such a tight space.
But Maris gets his pocket picked. And now Dalton on the attack only for a moment, and there's a nice cutback by Anderson. But still, Dalton with excellent field work here in the middle. And now that'll be a free kick off the bump there from Anderson. And Anderson, again, has to be a little careful.
Yeah, Ethan Anderson pleading his case on that little touch foul. Referee thought it was a little bit too much on the tackle.
Kobe Perez keeps it short on the ground. SI is certainly ready. Saldana crosses it up, nobody there. And then finally trying to get the attack on the other side, and Muhammad wisely puts that out of bounds.
Yep, there was an offside call though.
So it's a turnover and a free kick for Southern Indiana.
Bit of a late offside call there. But good job there by the defensive line of Southern Indiana FC, not only to draw that offside, but to knock the ball out of bounds just in case.
Abdi Kadir with a big boot back the other way. Steal by Irakoze. But certainly Coach Kiko Rodriguez for Dalton clearly said to his side here at halftime to really ramp up the pressure in the midfield, and it has certainly worked.
Yeah, they've done just that. They've done a fantastic job of doing that as well. They've dominated the time of possession. A great opportunity here for Dalton United as well, across the box.
Just goes a little long out of the header there from Hernandez. Here is Saldana. Has a little bit of space.
Oh, great ball.
But Saldana, along with some help from Ramirez, can't get that one to work. Clegg tries to chase this long ball down. And it goes out of bounds. Maris to do the honors on the throw-in.
Yeah, Southern Indiana FC so far to start this second half, a little bit on their heels on the defensive side. Dalton doing a fantastic job building the pressure, creating opportunities through the middle of the field as well. So Southern Indiana FC has to be very careful moving forward, not to give up any more opportunities like that.
Here is Haji working with Calderbank. Calderbank tripped from behind Coach Stirrett. You can hear wanted a foul right there, no whistle. Another turnover, no foul the other way that time, as that's a long shot taken by Dalton, and it's corralled by Love.
Yeah, that was an optimistic shot, but both teams need to be a little careful here. It's getting a little chippy out there, Kurt.
Irakoze. Back here to Maris.
Great possession here by Dylan Maris.
And Maris gets tripped up, and a free kick coming from about 35 yards out here for SI.
Yeah, that's an easy call there for the referee. Defender comes in late, sweeps out his ankles. Easy call there for the referee.
Looked like Frank Herrera there was the one who tripped him up, but of course, good to see some sportsmanship from Herrera helping Maris to his feet.
Yeah, Maris doing a great job on that possession, taking on not one, not two, but three defenders before he gets his clock cleaned and creating a free kick opportunity here for the Teal.
Just a little touch there from Herrera from behind.
Yeah, there was not much on it. Looks like Haji's going to be over this one.
So this is a tough spot here if you're Dalton.
Haji's not afraid to take it from here, too.
Neither is Bezosa. And now the official going to have them re-spot the ball here a little bit, maybe give Dalton a little bit more room. So can SIFC take advantage? Bezosa backing off the ball, it appears. Abdi Kadir gonna do the honors. Haji sends that one way long. A big mishit there by Haji Abdi Kadir.
And that's all you can call it, really, Kurt. Just a really bad miss there for Haji. An unfortunate wasted opportunity there for the Teal as well off a set piece, just about 35 yards out. So see if they can recover from that one.
And those are certainly a little bit more important now for Southern Indiana, seeing as how Dalton has absolutely dominated time of possession here in the second half.
Yeah, Southern Indiana FC so far, their opportunities have been few and far between to start this second half. You don't like to see those go by the wayside.
Here's a run from Southern Indiana.
Oh, great run here.
This is Maris. Maris trying to find an opportunity, tries to get it to Finn Rayleigh, but it is squandered again as Dalton United's defense comes up big.
Beautiful run from Maris down all the way down the sideline. Zane Love making the judgment call to come off of his line and blast it over the stands.
He put that clear over the stands, so a throw in for Dalton. but it allows Southern Indiana to get back on defense here.
Speaking of the stands, a beautiful turnout here for Southern Indiana FC. Being out in the community has really wrapped their arms around this Southern Indiana FC team, and you love to see how many people are out in the stands tonight.
And certainly hoping for more of the same turnout coming up here a week from now, as SIFC will be looking for a conference title in the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference when they go up against Lexington SC in the semifinals of the postseason tournament. That'll be on November 23rd. So off the stoppage and play, it looked like there may have been a Dalton United substitution. We'll look to see who came in. But in the meantime, United coughs up the ball there on another attack. A goal kick here for Zane Love.
Yep, Zane Love taking his time to get the ball on the 6-yard line and give his teammates a chance to catch their breath a little bit.
Maris with Bezosa. And Dalton United just doing an excellent job of staying in front of every player who touches the ball here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, they've had great defense so far here in this second half.
Off the throw in, Bezosa tries to split. Calderbank comes away with it. And Calderbank looking ahead to Clegg. Can't quite get the ball there as he runs right into the defender in Saldana.
Yeah, great job defensively there from Dalton United, cutting off Clegg's angle.
Loose ball in the middle. Calderbank somehow comes up with it. And Irakoze will back it off here to Anderson.
You can hear both coaches from both sidelines screaming out instructions as space and an opportunity are showing itself.
Luca Perrin gets it out here to Irakoze, who tries to keep it in with his hand. Of course, that would have been a turnover anyway.
Luca Perrin did a great job, a great long ball, great accuracy there. It unfortunately just took a massive bounce. And Irakoze, like you said, tried to play it off his hand, which is hilarious.
We've talked about the recent additions, of course, with Haji Abdi-Kadir coming back from injury and the prowess of Ethan Anderson on that defensive line all season long. But Luca Perrin has certainly been a breath of fresh air coming in here in the second half of the season after having to finish up his college season at Georgetown College.
Yeah, he's been a great addition for that defensive line for the Teal. With his size, the speed that he has, moving from sideline to help out defensively, he's been a great addition for the Teal.
So just over an hour gone of regulation here in this U.S. Open Cup qualifying match.
Looks like that last ball hit off Finn Rayleigh's foot and went out of bounds.
Long throw again here from Dalton. Headed forward. Cleared out here by Anderson.
Good pressure there from Finn Rayleigh.
Here is Bezosa trying to give himself some space. And he does, getting it to the far side here in Haji. Rather, that was C.D. Muhammad, excuse me.
Here's Haji.
There is Haji. And a good ball here from Abdi-Kadir to Anderson. Anderson leaves it over here to the far side in Irakoze. Lob inside. Irakoze can't quite get that one to the foot of Clegg. And poked forward here by Maris.
Yeah, great vision there for the Teal on that possession. Ethan Anderson wide open here on this near side. Did a great job to find Irakoze. Unfortunately, just couldn't put enough on it in the box.
Stolen away here by Rayleigh, though, as he gets it to Irakoze.
Again, great switch here, great spacing from the Teal.
Long and forward here to Rayleigh. And just on the wrong side of Maris that time. And now a whistle away from the ball here as Finn Rayleigh got clocked there with the defender. And it'll be a free kick here to Dalton.
Yeah, Alan Bezosa needs to be careful too. Chatting with the referee, he is on a yellow card from the first half, so he needs to be careful not to get a red here.
It looked like it may be Fernando Guerrero down on the pitch there as we get a little bit of a break. Well, Orion Renewable Energy is a proud sponsor of SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean, renewable energy. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. So let's take a look at this again. And you see Finn Rayleigh coming in ever so slightly and just getting the hit check there on Guerrero.
Yeah, just a hip check as Guerrero turned away and just knocked him off his feet. But a great leadership example there from Jake Calderbank. Came over to Alan Bezosa, said, hey, man, let's get it together. We got this. Make sure I'm the one that talks to the ref next time.
Of course, that's why this squad has had Calderbank wearing the captain's band all season long. Abdi Kadir gets it back to the aforementioned Calderbank and leaves it for Perrin again. Perrin working the ball forward, has Haji again. Haji bouncing ball forward to try and find Clegg. Loose ball tracked down here by Clegg.
Oh, great job there by
breaks
Kellen.
Free, gets inside here to Bezosa, tries to touch it back again to Clegg, and it goes out of bounds. Clegg applied the brakes rather, just a little too soon off of that bouncer there from Bezosa.
Yeah, it looked like Kellen was in the offside position there, so had he touched the ball either way, it would have been called offside, but a great give-and-go opportunity there for the Teal, and just unfortunate because that was great build-up, great effort by Kellen Clegg across the far sideline.
A bend but don't break mentality here by both defensive sides as they keep yearning for a goal, but nothing so far has come up from any of the opportunities on both sides.
Yeah, so to begin the second half, Dalton had opportunity. Now it's Southern Indiana FC starting to pick up the chances and opportunities. So it's been going back and forth. It's possession-wise, Dalton still leading possession-wise, as we can see here. But so far, both teams creating opportunities here in the second half.
Both Southern Indiana and Dalton United are two of 16 undefeated teams left in the whole of the UPSL. Mind you, that's out of about 200 plus teams that play in the Premier Division. Both these teams atop their respective conferences.
That's a heck of a stat there, Kurt.
It's certainly impressive. Certainly goes to show you how both of these teams, when they match up, they're going to get some competitive soccer. Good ball ahead here as they try to get it to Hernandez. Dalton comes back with it. Perez with a little bit of space. It quickly closes up as Irakoze comes away with the touch.
Now, if you're SIFC, you need to push.
Maris and Irakoze working back and forth with each other. Irakoze tries to get it back. Herrera, cross inside, kicked away there by Perrin. And that is Daniel Valenciano, who checked in about a couple minutes ago. He's working the midfield now as that's sent back in here. Here is Clegg, and he is in the offside position, but only barely. Flag goes up on the near side. Clegg trying to argue. Again, a great ball from Bezosa.
Yeah, fantastic ball from Bezosa. Unfortunate for Clegg to be in the offside position. I mean, he was barely offside there. That's an unfortunate call, but
a tough angle for us to see, but it looked like that was probably a good call by the line judge.
It was the right call. It was an unfortunate call, but it was absolutely the right call by the referee to call Kellen Clegg offside, but a great ball by Bezosa, great deep ball by Bezosa.
We talked about it in the first half, partner. That frustration keeps building and building, but also you got to keep it in check.
Yeah, you have to keep it in check. Absolutely. You could see Kellen Clegg walking away from that. He was frustrated. He was yelling at the ref that he was not in the offside position. He was, unfortunately. But you have to keep a level head. Cool heads always prevail, right? So just have to keep it in check, like you said.
Here's an over-the-head kick here from Bezosa. It gets into the feet of Maris.
Oh, great little hesitation there from Maris. Oh, just loses it out of bounds.
Throw in here for Dalton United. Saldana. Long ball over here to Herrera.
Oh, great step by
And
Diallo.
Irakoze with the steal, point blank right there. Across into the middle by Bezosa. Bezosa trying to get some room. Off the left leg, shot, and a save there by Girdes.
Fantastic move. Great steal by Diallo Irakoze. Gets it to the middle. Alan Bezosa gets it to his left foot. Blasts it. Great save from the keeper.
Alan Bezosa is an ambidextrous player here for Southern Indiana. He can kill you both with your left or his right foot.
Yeah, Girdes just a fantastic save, pushing the ball over the bar. But yet again, another set piece opportunity here for the Teal.
And it'll be Bezosa again as we get closer, working the 70th minute. Bezosa will keep it low. And it's touched back out here, and Dalton takes it up only for a moment. And Anderson will reset things here on the back line.
Yeah, great job there by Anderson, halting the counterattack from Dalton.
Here is Haji back in the midfield. And how about that save from John Girdes? Certainly a heads-up play. Those can be hard to defend here when you've got a little bit of an opening like Bezosa had from about 18 yards out.
Yeah, he had a great opening. Bezosa had a fantastic opening. He shot it from distance, especially at night with the lights, the flight of the ball. Sometimes those from distance are hard to read. Great job by Girdes to knock it over the crossbar.
John Girdes, a native of Alpharetta, Georgia. He's been with Dalton United from Alpharetta Ambush SC, which has been the SCCL club that he's been playing, had time with. He also had some time with United Football Academy there in Georgia.
Great job.
And a whistle and a free kick coming here for Dalton United. Sidi Muhammad not happy with that call at all.
Yeah, Sidi pleading his case. Thought he was being fouled on the attacking side. Turns on the defensive side. That could be a little tic-tac foul, but either way, how the ref sees it, it's going Dalton's way.
Tight roping hit right there from Dalton. It goes right back into the feet of Finn Rayleigh.
Finn doing a great job using his speed.
Rayleigh cuts it back. Has some help from Muhammad. Muhammad standing all by himself as he gets it back to Rayleigh. Rayleigh gets the lob inside. Turned around and out of the reach of Girdes, but nobody home there for SIFC. Here is the inside. Irakoze gets the roller on goal that time, but Girdes is there to corral it.
Yeah, again, two more opportunities there for the Teal. Great buildup by both. Finn Rayleigh here on the near side. Beautiful ball across, just kind of floated it. He didn't put much on it, just kind of floats it. Good pressure here so far from the Teal.
Maris works this back out to the feet of Perrin. Here is Anderson. Back to Muhammad.
CD.
One-on-one, Muhammad just getting his pocket picked from the back. And a handball going to be called here on, looks like it's going to be on a Southern Indiana. Free kick here to Dalton.
CD was running through, looked to go play defense, puts his arm back, the ball just hits him right in the hand. So easy call there for the referee.
Pushing ahead is Dalton. Nifty footwork here by Valenciano. And a free kick here for SI.
Ethan Anderson getting fouled there.
And they're going to have to bring this ball back here for the free kick. Well, SIFC is brought to you by New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning, serving Louisville and Southern Indiana since 1978 with thousands of satisfied customers. For a free quote, call New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning at 812-944-6019 today.
Great turn.
Working the middle. SIFC getting a little bit of an opportunity here with Muhammad. Muhammad with some tight pressure, poked out of bounds.
Yeah, great job defensively there by Dalton United, just shielding the ball, knocking the ball out of bounds. Fantastic job.
Creating some space here is Southern Indiana. Nobody back here, so Parent has to come track this down.
Luca Parent absolutely making his presence known in this match here tonight.
Here is Irakoze. Leaves it now for Haji. And Haji gets touched from behind there by Guerrero. And a free kick coming up for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, that was a good tactical foul there by Dalton United, because if Haji breaks free into the middle, he had a lot of space heading to the middle of the field.
Haji has Anderson. Anderson sends it forward off the chest of Clegg. And Clegg will corral this one to the outside. And Clegg gets absolutely hammered out of bounds. And they're going to give this as a throw into Dalton United.
Yeah, that was a questionable call there, but like I said, referee's going to call what he's going to call, but Kellen Clegg doing a great job running down the sideline, gets hip checked out of bounds and no call.
But SIFC comes away with it off the throw-in. Here is Bezosa. Has a little bit of space, pushes ahead to Irakoze. Irakoze crosses up, nobody there. Clegg with the lob, saved out, we score! Dylan Maris off the rebound from the save from Geertis, and Southern Indiana FC on the board 76 minutes into this one.
Dylan Maris, right place, right time. Ball goes off the crossbar from Clegg, and Maris punches it in the back of the net. 1-0 Teal.
And that is why you bring in a player like Dylan Maris. Irakoze lobs it up, headed from Clegg, off the save from Geertis, and Maris is there to clean it up. And finally, the stalemate is broken in favor of the Teal.
Yeah, fantastic build-up from the Teal. Great possession in this segment from the Teal, but a great job getting the ball off the head from Kellen Clegg, off the crossbar. Geertis makes the save, but then Dylan Maris, beautiful finish into the corner of the net. 1-0 Southern Indiana FC.
Not bad to accrue his 65th professional goal for his 5th different soccer side ever since turning professional in 2014. Of course, playing at college ball at both Louisville and Indiana. And before that, leading a Zionsville High School to a state championship here in the state of Indiana. Has certainly a long career as a pro, and he keeps adding on to it here. But now if you're Dalton United, the urgency is certainly ramped up, like you see right here. Crossed inside, off of the back the other way, and a missed opportunity by Dalton, as you see Valenciano nearly trying to take advantage of the open net left there by Zane Love.
And we've talked about it time and time again this season, Kurt. After you score a goal, you do not want to be caught napping at the back. Dalton United almost takes advantage as we look here at the replay.
Again, onside there.
Squeaks the ball across and just misses the net.
And how about Ethan Anderson running right in to the left post, trying everything he can to get in the way of that one.
Yeah, Ethan Anderson absolutely putting his entire body on the line to keep that one out of the back of the net. But again, you cannot make that mistake at the back if you're Southern Indiana FC. You just went up 1-0 in a very back and forth match. You cannot make that mistake at the back. Miss hit there by Zane Love.
And you certainly don't take the foot off the gas offensively if you're Southern Indiana, but if you're head coach Nick Starrett, what's stopping you from maybe putting another body back here close to the net?
Yeah, like you said, you don't want to take the brakes off, but at the same time, you have got to be disciplined defensively.
Here is Valenciano, gets it poked away by Irakoze. Coming up is Finn Rayleigh.
Because look at this pressure here from Dalton United.
And finally cleared out here by Southern Indiana. Clegg left alone by his lonesome here in the midfield by the rest of his teammates. Rightfully so, though, since you have so many bodies trying to play some defense. Here is Saldana. Pushed ahead. Medina gets it poked away there by Irokoze. Here's a good ball to Muhammad. Sidi Muhammad with a little bit of space in front of him. Lopez applying pressure. Muhammad ahead to Rayleigh. Rayleigh, top of the 18, fires and puts that one over the crossbar.
Again, a great build-up here for Southern Indiana FC. Muhammad down the far sideline. Finds Finn Rayleigh. Finn Rayleigh just tries to bend it inside the crossbar. Just could not get it under the bar, but a great opportunity there again from the Teal. And now you have to make sure everybody's back behind the ball.
Dalton United ramping up the palpable pressure here on the offensive side, as you've seen over the last couple of minutes. But here is Dylan Maris. Pushes ahead. Onside is Clegg this time.
Take him on.
Clegg punches it back the other way. And you see it right there, partner. Taking him on. But now Dalton has been able to get a few numbers back as there's a shove to the ground. Pushed out of bounds. And it's going to be a throw in here for Southern Indiana as the official yields to the line judge on that one. And Clegg staying down on the turf here as we await the set piece.
Well, and here's what I don't understand. The line judge is right there, sees the shove, and points to a throw-in. Yeah, so that was extremely confusing as Kellen Clegg is still slow to get up. But
you see Diallo Irokoze having a few words there with the line judge.
Understandably so, but still calling it as a throw-in here. Should be a set piece. There's the foul.
And there's a whistle and a free kick off the inbound there from Irokoze.
But great job defensively there by Dalton on that play, because they put two defenders on Kellen Clegg as he received that ball. So yes, they caused the foul, but they slowed up the momentum there for Southern Indiana FC.
So Bezosa going to take what is essentially a corner kick here from just inside.
If you're Bezosa, keep it low and put it right at the penalty spot.
Bezosa with a soft touch, just out of the reach, but here is a fire inside, score! And it's again Dylan Maris with 2 goals off of the set piece from Bezosa, and Southern Indiana doubles it up with 10 minutes left to play.
Dylan Maris, one-touch volley off of the header, off the clearance from Dalton United FC. Dylan Maris smashes it home, 2-0 Teal.
Again, that was touched up there by Abdi Kadir. He was looking for Maris, who
what a volley.
Absolutely with a great strike hits the dead center of the net. 2-0 to Southern Indiana.
What a volley. Off the clearance, gets it off the bounce, one-touch volley right to the back of the net. Gieris couldn't do anything about it.
And now if you're at Dalton United, you're backed into even more of a corner. Not only with down 2-0, but you only have about 8.5 minutes left to work with. Not, of course, to mention stoppage time.
Yeah, again, if you're Southern Indiana FC, you don't let off the gas, but again, you stay disciplined defensively, because you cannot allow Dalton to put one in the back of the net and keep this one a ball game.
And believe it or not, partner, we have seen that before this season with Southern Indiana. Mind you, taking you back to their match against Paul DePay FC. Even though that was a 7-2 victory for the Teal, they were down 2-0 to start that game before they rattled off 7 unanswered.
Yeah, it was very concerning there for a short amount of time against Paul DePay. We don't want to see that here tonight.
Lob inside here, as this is going to be Herrera. Can't quite get a good touch on it. Still, though, Dalton looking for an opportunity. Tough defense by Southern Indiana. It's cleared out of bounds.
Yeah, great job there by the Teal just to clear it out of bounds and reset defensively.
Irokoze.
And now Southern Indiana FC, they have the throw in, they can take their time.
Well, while we have a moment, for over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision have been Southern Indiana's top collision and repair centers. Be sure to choose Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision. You can find them online or on Facebook. Here is Maris on the break on the ball. Could he make it 3-0? Trying to go inside, loses that one right off of Geertis. But Finn Rayleigh tries to corral it again. Well, Maris put that one right on target, but Geertis there with the cleanup.
Yeah, Maris had looked like he had slowed up his run, but here's a great opportunity here for Dalton.
Turning around inside, shot in, saved by Zane Love off the strike from Guerrero.
Great save by Zane Love. Great opportunity for Dalton United, but Zane Love is there to make a beautiful save.
Zane Love now with his 7th save off of 7 shots on goal here this evening from Dalton United. Valenciano out to Herrera, tries to lob it up, headed out there by Perrin. Throw in coming here for Dalton United.
Zane Love, big body, big save for the Teal on that last play.
Certainly the save of the season right there for Zane Love, even though you're down 2-0 if you're Dalton. Fact of the matter is, the game of soccer can be fickle. Things can change on a dime. Saldana crosses it in and hits the top of the net. Out of play, corner, a goal kick here for Zane Love. And it looks like we may have a substitution here. Can't quite see who the sub is going to be for which team, but either way, time is of the essence if you're Dalton United. And Finn Rayleigh going to touch that one out of bounds. Well, Southern Indiana certainly content to waste as much time as they possibly can here, as we have 5 minutes remaining in regulation. Sent ahead by Brandon Saldana.
Good step there by Bezosa.
Here is Perez. Hernan Saldana. Touched out by Luca Perrin again. Sidi Muhammad applying pressure. Throw in coming here for Dalton.
Looks like that took a slight deflection.
And Sidi Muhammad has to be careful there. He threw the ball kind of away from the Dalton player there on the far side. It looks like that's Christopher Lopez. You don't want to get a yellow card for delay of game.
Looks like Maris is having a little conversation with the far side line judge to get clarification on as to why that's Dalton United's throw-in. From our angle, it was kind of hard to see if there was a deflection or not, Kurt.
With the 2 goals scored tonight, Southern Indiana 55 goals here in this fall season since August 25th.
They can sure play defense, and sir, they can score goals.
What's the old adage? Sometimes the best offense is a good defense.
Absolutely.
I'd say that applies to a T to this Southern Indiana squad, as we see a little bit of chippiness here as the official going to have to break a few of the players up. No cards, but a free kick here for Dalton.
Looks like the referee was about to reach for his pocket, but decided against it.
3 minutes left to play before stoppage time.
Good ball in.
High flying ball. Zane Love reaches for the heavens and comes away with that one.
Zane Love using that giant wingspan to go up and get that ball. Good job there by Irakoze. And a foul. Oh, got to be careful there.
Irakoze keeps that in play, and it looks like it's going to be a free kick back on the other side of the field here, and I believe it's going to be for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, free kick here for the Teal, and they are in no hurry to play this ball back into play. But a great job here. Zane Love going up high, reaching up high to collect.
Want to give a special shout out to our ISC Sports Network crew doing an excellent job on the production tonight. Charlie Hammock, our director, as well as Samoa on the graphics, and Elijah Mash, our on-site cameraman.
Both of those goals for SIFC, scored by Dalton.
Less than 2 minutes to play here before stoppage time. CD Muhammad applying pressure to Guerrero. Maris comes away with it. Pushed ahead to Clegg.
Oh,
Clegg has Rayleigh. Rayleigh gonna be one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He fires, saved there by Geertis.
Geertis, what a save. Finn Rayleigh was in one-on-one. Geertis gets low and knocks the ball out. What a save.
Heck of an effort there by Geertis to keep the bleeding from getting any worse. Lobbed inside. Love to corral it. 1 minute to play to stoppage time. You can feel the energy building here now for Southern Indiana. The game not over by any means.
Oh, he's onside.
Here's a big run here. This time it is Irakoze. Irakoze finds the back of the net, and they are going to say that he is offside.
That was a very, very delayed whistle. From our angle, it looked like he may have been onside, Kurt, but
John Geertis didn't even try to save that one, pleading for that offside call, and that is what he got, even though many of the SIFC players not exactly thrilled with that, and he was just barely. He was barely offside, so that is a good call by the official. But with that, the waning seconds of regulation tick away. We are in stoppage time. At least a few minutes to add on here. Dalton United need 2 goals to equalize, and they need them right now. Good ball inside here, and having to just stay onside, I believe, was Lopez.
Zane Love in no hurry to put this ball back in play.
4 minutes of stoppage time. 4 minutes.
And if you're Southern Indiana FC, it will be the longest 4 minutes. If you're Dalton, it'll be the fastest 4 minutes, as they are trying to do everything they can to equalize.
Nearly a minute expired here of stoppage time as we tick into minute number 2.
Great defense here by Diallo Irakoze to make him play the ball backwards.
Saldana all the way across the field here to Lopez. Lopez sending it in, trying to find Hernandez. Nothing there. And Clegg will corral it and just push this one back away. Appearing to be onside is Bezosa. Bezosa trying to go inside here. One-on-one with the defender. Loses it in and gets the 3rd goal for Southern Indiana to put this match on ice here at stoppage time.
Great vision there by Kellen Clegg. Pushes the ball forward to Alan Bezosa. Bezosa does a great sidestep. Finishes with the left in a fantastic finish by Alan Bezosa. It's 3-0 Teal in stoppage time.
92nd minute, onside is Bezosa from that strike inside from Kellen Clegg. Nobody to defend. Geertis left in no man's land, and Bezosa with an easy tap in.
Bezosa with no hesitation to move it to his left foot. Geertis goes low, can't get to it. Bezosa, beautiful finish into the back of the net. 3-0 Southern Indiana FC as stoppage time clicks away. The Teal are that much closer to clinching their spot in the 2025 U.S. Open.
This match was 0-0 for 75 minutes of regulation. 3 goals scored here by Southern Indiana in the final 15, 2 by Dylan Maris, and 1 with the icing on the cake for Alan Bezosa.
The U.S. Open Cup, mind you, Kurt. I misspoke there. Sorry, everybody.
Probably not going to see any of these players going toe-to-toe with Bryson DeChambeau, or Tiger Woods for that matter.
Hey, some of these guys might have a good golf game.
They
don't
might,
know.
absolutely.
Luca Perrin there, taking a big hit.
You certainly love the match that Dalton United, though, have played. They have come to play. They have shown why they have gotten to this point. And outside a few yellow cards by both sides, it has been a competitive and clean match.
Again, it's been a fantastic match. Really, Southern Indiana FC has created so many opportunities in this match. Couldn't capitalize on several. Obviously, in the first half, it was 0-0 going into halftime, but doing a fantastic job here in the second half. It wasn't until midway through the second half that they got on the score sheet. So, great job defensively by Dalton, keeping the Southern Indiana FC attackers at bay. So, great job by Dalton in this match. It's been extremely competitive. It's been so much fun to watch.
Yellow card assessed to Dalton United there here in late in stoppage time. Kellen Clegg trying to keep the ball in play here to keep ticking minutes, if not seconds away. We are now into the 5th minute of stoppage time. There was 4 minutes allotted at the end of 90. Of course, taking on the stoppage time from the goal scored here from Bezosa. And so with that, it is full time. Southern Indiana FC have punched their ticket to the U.S. Open Cup for the first time in club history. 3-0 your final score.
It was a vision, it was a dream of Nick Hunter and the Southern Indiana FC organization to make the U.S. Open Cup a reality. Guess what? They punched their ticket tonight. Congratulations to Southern Indiana FC, but congratulations to Dalton United as well for making it this far.
And of course, keeping the momentum rolling here, which has been a magical season for Southern Indiana, as now, of course, Brant McCoskey, they take this win, build off of it, and get ready for a big league match against Lexington SC here in a week.
Absolutely. You take every single piece of this momentum and take it into next week against Lexington. You're going to need it. Lexington's a very tough squad. But right now, Kurt, you soak up every ounce of this win, because this is a very special moment, not only for these players, but this entire organization.
Well, tonight's match has been brought to you by River City Mortgage. Accessible, authentic, transparent. Brant McCoskey, a thrilling match. A pleasure to work with you tonight, my friend.
Absolutely, you as well, Kurt Darling. As you see, Zane Love celebrating with the fans.
So here are the goals. 2 by Dylan Maris, 1 by Alan Bezosa. And Southern Indiana FC come away with a big win to advance to the U.S. Open Cup. For Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling, saying so long till next time. A pleasure bringing to you U.S. Open Cup soccer here on the ISC Sports Network.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I've forgotten what I missed, but I remember that high. The first thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.